Well, our primary goal is to reach out to freelancers. So the price point of the software and the feature set is designed primarily for colorists and people working in the post-production. And now we are seeing that a lot of DITs are also interested in our product. So these are like two main lines of customer groups that we are really want to reach with our software. Time in Pixels is my company, and our primary product is Omniscope, which is a software suite of scopes primarily designed for the post-production community, for post-production people, colorists, editors, and anyone involved in the post-production workflows. But actually we are seeing more and more different fields adopting the scopes in the live production, DITs, camera shading, and similar fields.
You know, I don't want to cause a shock here, but there are scopes inside Final Cut and Avid and Resolve and Premiere. Why do I need you?
We offer many more different type of scopes, which give you more details about various aspects of the video. It gives you more confidence. They are more detailed. They give you some numeric information, then give you some feedback. They can tell you if you're in a good range, if you're in gamut, if you have any QC-related issues that might be creeping into your video. We also have some warnings and information like blanking detection. You might be working on some editorial footage with different aspect ratios, different formats, and sometimes it's easy to miss a little blanking here and there. And quick look at our scopes, red bars appear, and you know that there's an issue with blanking. You won't see that in the built-in scopes in DaVinci Resolve or Premiere Pro.
I've had the chance of opening Omniscopes, and 19 different scopes appeared, and it was intimidating. I didn't even know where to start. Where do I start? How do I use the application?
Well, you can start with the basic layout that opens when you start the application. It's a simple 3-scope layout, vector scope waveforms, and a source preview, and you can go from there. We have a series of videos on our website where post-production people explain how they use different scopes for different scenarios. So that's a good starting point to learn more about applications of different scopes for specific scenarios.
Why did you decide to create the program in the first place?
For myself, actually. I'm a passionate photographer and hobbyist videographer, and at some point I thought that using false color on my camera is really useful, and why not bring it into the post-production phase. So I thought, okay, maybe I can create a false color in DaVinci Resolve. And because I'm a software developer, I thought that should be able to do it. And this is how it started. It started with false color plugin, and it just took off. And here we are.
Well, walk me through a technical process. This is really on a standalone monitor. So I've got to have a computer system, which has at least 2 monitors, one for all of your scopes, because there are so many, and you can configure the scope layout. But many editors are working with 2 monitors already. Mm-hmm. How do I configure your device to work?
Well, you can run Omniscope on the same machine as your NLE, or you can run it on a separate machine. So this is an option, whatever you prefer. And if you're running on the same machine, you probably should have another monitor just for this application, because it's much easier to create a layout on a full screen monitor to have a quick overview of that. Some people prefer to use it on a separate machine, so Omniscope doesn't affect the performance of your editing program or DaVinci Resolve when you're color grading. So that usually would be some sort of Mac Mini on a side with a capture card, and then we send the signal via SDI, and it's basically standalone scope machine with single monitor and full screen view of all the scopes.
Is that second machine required, or when would be a time to go to a second machine?
When the performance matters, for example, if you're working with high-resolution footage with a lot of effects, a lot of color grading, multicam sources where the system is fully loaded, and then you would like to monitor native 4K signal, then Omniscope adds performance hit to the system as well. So you might be needing some extra resources than it's a good time to switch to the separate machine. Then you know that the scopes are not affecting your workflow and not slowing you down.
Typical scopes are the waveform monitor, which I live for, and
Yes.
the vector scope. Those are the essentials.
Yeah.
A parade scope. But
Right.
you have so many others. What are some of the more helpful but lesser known scopes in your package?
Well, one of those would be the one I already mentioned, which is a false color. It's just the one used primarily in the cameras, and now it's appearing more and more this kind of overlay-based scopes. Another type of overlay scope would be a skin tone scope, which is basically type of a false color, but showing you exactly the skin tones, skin ranges in the preview. If you are going to magenta, cyan, or if you're in the correct way. It's sort of improved vector scope with the skin line, but showing you exactly as an overlay on top of the image. Another one would be what we call twin peaks, which is a double diamond scope that could be found in the older hardware type of scopes, which helps with the white balance or the skin tones balancing in different shots. Various type of audio scopes. We also got there to make sure that the audio is centered, to make sure that the loudness level are in the correct range.
Where do you want the product to go? Where are you taking it? In other words, what's the future look in terms of product development?
Well, our primary goal is to reach out to freelancers. So the price point of the software and the feature set is designed primarily for colorists and people working in the post-production. And now we are seeing that a lot of DITs are also interested in our product. So these are like two main lines of customer groups that we really want to reach with our software.
If you were to describe the features and benefits of the Omniscope to people that have not used it, what would you say?
It's affordable, it's very flexible, and it can be installed on your existing system. So you don't have to invest into new hardware. You can reuse your computer. It can run on the same machine as your existing software. You can create very flexible layouts from the simple one to the very complicated ones, depending on your needs. So it can really adjust to your needs, to your workflows. It's easy to use. There are video tutorials that can lead you along the way. And there's a free trial, so everybody can try it before making a decision.
Tom, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.